All right, so I've got these styled steel wheels, and they need cleaned up and repainted. So that's going to be, oh yeah, this, I picked these up obviously secondhand, and so I tried to glue this back on before I came and picked them up, and it didn't go so well. So I'm going to take that back off and re-secure this somehow. Obviously, the painted section of these styled steel wheels needs some attention. So I am going to clean those up, and I have some, it's not the perfect correct color, but I've seen a couple guys use the Duplicolor Graphite wheel paint, and so I'm gonna give it a go, but I got to get these cleaned up first. Okay, get the old wire scrubber. All right, so I have a cardboard mask. I laid this a white piece of cardboard over the paperboard over the area that needed the paint. Got kind of rough shape. Laid it out on a cereal box. So what I think I'm going to try is to just lay this in here. I'll put a piece of tape on the bottom edge of this. I wiped it down with spray 9 is what I usually use for this type of thing as a pre-paint degreaser. So I did that. I'm going to lay this in there and hope for the best. Too heavy. That was way too heavy. Yeah, it's too light also. I don't like how light it is. You can pick it up in the old camera there, but that is way too light. So really the mask worked out really well. That's almost perfect. I just don't know if I want that color in there. And it's a little too glossy. No, what to do? So that's the original stuff here. And that's the graphite. I just don't know that I'm a big fan of that. All right, so I decided to try something else. I've got some Duplicolor, we got here, Cast Coat Iron. Definitely darker than the, and this is engine enamel, not wheel paint. So hopefully this will look better than the last one. Not that see, the thing about the 64.5 and 65 Mustangs, they did have this more silver color that the graphite was. Argent, I think is what they called it. And in 66, I believe, they went to the darker wheel color or inset color on the styled steel. And it's not quite like what's under there. What's on these wheels is almost bronze. It's almost like a bronze looking color. I don't like this spray pattern at all. My gosh. Now, what does that do? That's just a bullet. Holy cow. Yeah, that's not good. That's going to have to be quite a distance here. This is a terrible spray nozzle. Sheesh. mean, that is horrible. Yeah, I've turned it every which way, and that doesn't get any better. It is definitely not quite like the original, but it's darker than it was, and I don't hate it. So, not the same color, but definitely darker than what I had already sprayed there. So, I mean, I like it better. It's not quite so silver, but it is definitely not that bronzy color. Thought about just doing a low gloss black, but decided I'd try this out. I mean, I think it'll look fine. It dries lighter than it goes on, for sure. I don't know if you can tell from where you are, but the one on the right is already dry. The one on the left, I just put a light second coat on. Definitely dries a little bit lighter. I like the way it looks dark. I should say wet, better than I do dry. But I'll just start making my way around the wheel here. Hold with no paint left, pretty much. Hold with chips and nicks and whatnot, and then the fresh repaint. I got to figure out a way to do it a little faster. I think I'm going to mask off the whole black rim at once, and then just hold by hand the cardboard mask one at a time, so I can kind of just quickly hit the one, hit the next, because I don't have to worry about getting into the paint. I mean, anything that's up on the edge here is going to get steel wooled away anyway. So, and there's really not a whole lot that's getting out from under. And then at the bottom here, at the base, you've got that line has to contain the paint there. So I'll just steel wool that thing all off that top edge, right below the cut line there where it was pressed. So really, that's about it. It's going to be easy to clean up with some 4/0 steel wool. All right, I'm going to try something a little bit different this time. I've gone ahead and masked the whole wheel, except of course the center. I have a little piece of tape folded over on itself, like double side tape. I guess I could go grab my double side tape. Holding down each bottom corner here. That way I can just pick it up and move and get a coat in all the way around. This wheel has almost no paint on it, so this is definitely going to take a couple coats. So I think I'm going to try to go kind of light on this one. Okay, now I think I should be able to unstick, restick, and just go all the way around the tire or the wheel. Well, that worked a whole lot better, just masking off the wheel and using my little mask template and bouncing around from opening to opening. Yeah, that, and this is the worst wheel by far. It had the most paint loss. So I think that's going to end up working out just fine. I'll tell you, if you have a set of styled steels and they need some touch up with some paint, get yourself a cereal box, make yourself a little template, and you can knock it out pretty quick. All right, so they've sat for a day. Last thing I need to do, and I don't know how well it's even going to come through in the old video, but I got to get the edges all cleaned up. So I just take a piece of 4/0 steel wool and literally just kind of walk it around the perimeter of the inset here, and just take off the majority of the overspray, because you got it all the way around. So I don't know if that even shows up. There's a couple areas sometimes you gotta straighten up the line a little bit, because these things aren't perfect and they've got some kind of waves and wiggles and stuff in them. So sometimes you gotta do a little more than just follow down the side. And I probably don't go quite as far down as what they would have been stock, because I certainly don't want to expose the darker paint if there's still some there. So I try to just keep it well within the area that will cover the old paint. So like I said, make yourself a little cardboard template, lay it on there and let her rip, whatever color you desire. Clean the rest of these up, and get the center caps fixed up, and get them back on.